Teresa, what are you seeing? Kind of set the scene for us at this moment.
So, Natasha and Antoine, let's first tell you that we're not actually at Union Square. We are a few blocks away, but periodically you will hear police cars, ambulances. If you look down the block, I know it's far away, but if you look down the block, you will see those flashing lights. Down there is Union Square. The entire area affected by what was supposed to be a giveaway that went really wrong earlier today. As you have both been talking about, hundreds, thousands of people gathering in Union Square in order to meet their favorite Twitch streamer, Kai Cenat. He came to the event. First of all, thousands of people showed up before he even got there, and we have video of that. He arrived, and that's really when chaos and mayhem broke out. You see video of him peeking his head out of his SUV, and his fans, his followers, if you will, were essentially holding on to his vehicle, chasing after him. You know, we see these kinds of protests in times of civil unrest. We see these massive crowds when certain celebrities come to town, but something like this, it's been a really long time since we have seen a celebrity and somebody who is only now becoming a global name be able to rally people in this way and call out the crowds in this way. We talked to one individual here on 14th Street who told us he was a part of the mayhem, and in fact, when he was running away from Union Square, he heard gunshots. Take a listen. All right, we'll get that sound for you in just a little bit. Just setting the scene, explaining how he came to this event expecting to get a PlayStation or whatever Kai Cenat was handing out, and that is not what happened here this afternoon. I'm going to show you here on the sidewalk. There are people standing here, people who are coming from the event and just basically watching to see how this whole thing unfolds now that they are a few blocks away and essentially in a safe zone. Here is that sound. Take a listen.
It was very packed. It was a little out of control. It wasn't taken care of the way it should have been. But and then like 5 minutes after I crossed over to the other side, there was a girl on the pole, literally like half naked. So it got crazy on that in the section.
Calling it crazy is certainly an understatement. As we understand it, this has essentially impacted every area of life down here. Subway service bypassing the Union stop because people are on top of the Union Square subway station. They are flooding that area. It really is truly incredible. You can hear the choppers buzzing overhead, police cars flying by. Police are certainly involved in this. We haven't yet heard of any significant injuries or anything like that, but the situation still very much active, still very much unfolding. It certainly has not died down, has not dissipated yet. And again, more sirens, more police cars, and they're going to turn and keep going. Antoine and Natasha, we are going to keep an eye on things down here and try to gather more information from you on exactly what went wrong essentially this afternoon. This poster that Kai Cenat put out that he was going to do a giveaway was posted this afternoon, and it seems like in a moment's notice, mayhem ensued. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Teresa, before you go, just tell us, how did you all get down there? What was your commute like trying to get to where you are right now?
So we've got some smart bosses on our side, and they said do not go directly to Union Square because of the crowds, because of the mayhem, because at one point it seemed like these huge crowds were on the move. They said go a few blocks away. So I had a pretty easy time getting down here from the Upper East Side. I traveled down FDR, down York, down, so sort of down the East Side. I didn't have an issue. But again, I'm here. I am not there. That is a very different story down there. That area is paralyzed. In that area, you cannot use the streets. In that area, you really can't drive around, at least not right now. But again, the situation is unfolding. Hopefully, police will be able to get this under control, corral the group. As we understand, it started to dissipate a little bit, so that's good news. We essentially need these people to go home or go someplace else and let business resume down here. And as we understand it, for those who happen to be fans of Kai Cenat, we don't believe that he is still in the area. We believe that he is out of here and in someplace safe. It'll be interesting. He is such a popular performer for those who follow him. He is known to do these sort of vlog type videos where he talks about his experiences and things that are going on. I would imagine there will be one forthcoming explaining what exactly happened here today.
Exactly.